Can I cross things out? Will they lower my score if it's a bit messy or dirty? No, they won't lower your score if it's a bit messy or dirty, as long as it's easy for the examiner to read, and yes, you can cross things out. Several years ago, you could use a pen in the writing part of the IELTS exam. A pen. Not anymore. In many centers these days, you must use a pencil. A pencil. In listening, in reading, and also in writing. I know. I think it depends on the test center. Because when I took the exam in August 2021 in Moscow, I had to use a pencil. It wasn't an option to use like a pen. So they gave pencils and they told us to use only a pencil. Now, do ask your center or ask your students to ask the center the following questions. So, do I use a pen or a pencil in the writing part of the exam? Make sure the manager of the center understands what you're asking them about and could give you a reliable answer, because sometimes they have no idea themselves, which is strange. Yes, so in some centers, you have to use only a pencil, okay? So you should be ready to use a pencil in the writing parts. Some pencils have an eraser here, and yes, they usually give you this thing, an eraser. You might have a problem with blunt pencils. They give you a pencil sharpener, but you have to ask for it. Again, it depends on the center where you take the exam. I had like 2 pencils and a pen and a rubber. I had to ask for a pencil sharpener. All right. Yes, I was writing like crazy because like with a pencil it's kind of like, and then you do this intensive rubbing and then this. Yeah, because you don't have much time in the exam, so yeah, you can imagine. So I did have an issue with like blunt pencils. I didn't have any time to ask for other pencils, but one nice lady saw me kind of struggling and she just gave me an extra pencil, a sharp one. So yes, this is the reality, and yeah, you can cross things out, okay? So when you write a word, so you just like cross it out and you write a new word, all right? You can rub things off with eraser, but that's a lot of rubbing and it adds up to it's seconds, but then seconds end up to minutes, which you could spend on proofreading your work instead of doing this for ages. Yeah. Again, you guys, it depends on you, right? So I crossed things out and also I erased certain things and I wrote again. But if you are erasing, that becomes messy, because when you write with a pencil, you should like push it so your words are visible, right? You can't just like have this light pencil thingy that, oh, well, what is it, right? So you kind of push it and they tell you to push it and to push on the pencil, because the work is scanned and sent somewhere and the examiner reads your work on screen, okay? Not on paper, but on screen. That's why you write with a pencil and you write it well. So when you rub it off, you can imagine, yeah, it could become a bit messy. Again, whatever you do, you cross things out, you rub it off, right? As long as it's clear for the examiner to read, it's fine, all right? So respect the examiner, do whatever you have to do, but make sure that it's clear to read. You can even move things, you can cross out the whole freaking paragraph. But as long as the examiner understands and it's clear what you've done and where you've moved things and what is it, this new word, and it should be clearly seen, well, the examiner should see it clearly that this word is crossed out, okay? Yeah, this is the major thing. So the examiner, it should be clear for the examiner to read. And ask for like ask, is it a pen or a pencil? Because it does depend on the center.